Okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out at a really interesting time, not just for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but for comic book movies as a whole, because comic book movies we've seen have been on a bit of a slump. And if you're a Marvel fan in particular, not everybody loved Thor: Love and Thunder. Not everybody loved Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. And not everybody, including me, didn't really like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And so Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is coming out and kind of represented a really important film for Marvel, not just because of the slump with their own films and the comic book movie films in general, but also because, it's James Gunn's final movie that he's doing there. And it's taking this franchise that has been a surprise hit for Marvel and bringing it to its conclusion. Now, as the first weekend of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it made about $118 million, I believe, on its opening weekend, $120 million, which was about $13 million more than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, anybody with two brain cells to rub together knows that like near close $120 million opening, that's a good opening. That's a good opening. Many of the members of the $1 billion club have opened with less than $118 million. But the narrative out there was, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 didn't make that much more money than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania did. It's going to be a flop. So you take a look at this. You get the things like this on YouTube. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 box office opens on pace with Ant-Man, flop for sure. And this can't be good, right? And we tried to tell people, it's like, guys, this is not Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Opening to $120 million is great. And on top of that, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania got miserable critic scores. It was pretty divisive amongst the fans. People didn't like it in general. They weren't going back. Contrary to that, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 had a critic score in the 80s and an audience score in the 90s. This is not going to be the same thing. Well, it wasn't the same thing, because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 opened up in theaters in its second weekend and made $60 million in its second weekend, which makes the people at Marvel pretty happy. This comes from the folks at the Hollywood Reporter, said this: Marvel movies have suffered larger than usual drops of late, so Guardians 3 is welcome news for Kevin Feige's Marvel Studios. That includes February, 2023's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which fell off nearly 70% in its second weekend. Again, because people generally didn't like it and weren't going back to see it multiple times. In only 2 weeks, Guardians 3 has already rocketed past Quantumania's entire global total of $475.8 million. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has already crossed the $500 million mark as of today. In 10 days, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has made more than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania did in its entire global theatrical run. And at $500 million, Ray, what other movie did it make more money than?
Black Adam.
That's right, made more money than Black Adam in 10 days. Guardians of the Galaxy. And more than that, it set a record for Marvel in a post-pandemic era for the smallest second weekend drop. And more than that, out of the 30 some odd Marvel movies, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, out of 30 MCU movies, is now the third smallest second weekend drop ever. Take a look at this. So Black Panther still holds the record for the MCU of a second weekend drop of only 45%. Thor, the first Thor, the one directed by Kenneth Branagh, only dropped 47%. There you see Guardians 3 at 48.9% drop. That makes it the third smallest ever. The original Doctor Strange movie dropped 49%. The first Iron Man movie only dropped 50%. And the original Avengers movie also only dropped 50%. This is a fabulous result if you're Marvel and the MCU and James Gunn.
So, John, I have a question
Yeah.
about that thing that you just put up right there. What about comic book fatigue or superhero movie fatigue? What's going on with that? And what does that say about that?
Yeah, so like during this whole period of time, right, people have been saying stuff like, it's comic book movie fatigue. And what we have been saying for 6 months is that it isn't comic book movie fatigue. There is no comic book movie fatigue. What we have here is mediocre movie fatigue. People aren't getting tired of comic book movies. They're getting tired of the mediocre movies that we've been getting. Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Adam, Shazam 2. I really like Shazam 2, but most people only thought it was a mediocre film. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I mean, that's what people get tired of. And I've been saying for a long time, it's not a coincidence that at this period of time that we're seeing some box office drop is the exact same time that we've seen a quality drop. People are still excited about comic book movies. They just stop being excited when they go to a number of comic book movies in a row that stop being really good and interesting. Again, it's not comic book movie fatigue we've been seeing. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 proves that it is a mediocre fatigue. And when you get a great one, like Guardians 3, you see the box office start to rebound.
You know what this reminds me of, John? I'm going to put it in action figure terms. Hasbro, sometimes they reuse body molds, right? But give it to a different character. It kind of reminds me of what the MCU has been. Well, in my eyes, they're just pumping them out. And you could tell whether love is put into the movie or not. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm not going to say that because that's not right. Like all the people who probably worked on these movies that
but that's how it's
I
felt,
enjoy.
right? That's how it's felt.
But that's how it
sometimes.
felt. It felt like it was like fast and just bring it out and make money off of it. Kind of like, sometimes with action figures, they use the same body mold, but put on a different head. You know what I mean? Just
so a little rinse, copy, repeat.
Yeah. So it's not
thing.
unique to the character. So that's what it kind of reminds me of. I don't know why my head was there, but maybe I'm just thinking about toys too much. But
all right, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has kind of set a pandemic or post-pandemic era record for Marvel. It is the third smallest second weekend drop in the history of the MCU films. What does this say to you about the status of the MCU? What does this make you hopeful or not hopeful about the future of DC with James Gunn running it? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. This video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Their Memorial Day sale is running now, and it's a great time to upgrade your mattress. You can get 25% off your purchase for a limited time. Check out the Helix site for more details. Guys, Helix Sleep offers the best premium mattresses, custom fit to your needs, conveniently shipped right to your door. And in case you're not 100% sure which mattress is best for you, Helix Sleep's quiz matches you to the perfect mattress based on your body type and sleep preferences. Guys, Ann and I have had our Helix mattress for almost a year, and even when we go to Las Vegas and stay in these beautiful hotel rooms, we can't wait to get home to get a great night's sleep in our Helix mattress. The mattress comes rolled up in a box and is easy to set up, and there's even a 100-night sleep trial to test the mattress out to ensure that you love it. And good news, Helix is having a great Memorial Day sale that goes from May 15th to June 4th. Visit helixsleep.com/Campea to get 25% off your Helix mattress plus 2 free pillows during their Memorial Day sale, running now for a limited time. Hey guys, thanks for checking out our video. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel here. And also, if you want to hear our full daily show, go and subscribe to our podcast, the John Campea Show podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcasting app of choice.